From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308 and don't miss a single six, wicket, or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. Tune into ESPN on MCTV, and for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ICC Cricket World Cup T20 action.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Calling all Soccerholics! The highly anticipated soccer pop-up party of the season is back! Follow us to a different location every Friday night from 8 p.m. from May 10th to June 14th for the Barbados Lottery White Oak Rum 98.1 The One Soccer Stop Pop-Up Party. We bring you the music and giveaways, and you bring the vibes and the action.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
From 98.1 to CBC TV8 comes the Soca Avenue, the sweetest soca hour in radio. It's artists with new tunes and some old sweet ones too, jamming on the Soca Avenue. Saturdays, join AON Skills and the crew down on Soca Avenue, all new on CBC TV8. Feeling the festival.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you on this Thursday, June 13th. Welcome to another Morning Barbados presentation. I'm Tisha Hines. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this morning. I certainly hope you had a great night's rest or whatever you did. I hope it was good for you and you're ready to face the day today. A special good morning and welcome to those of you joining us online. We stream online every day. So call up your friends and relatives and tell them to get a little taste of home just by checking in on YouTube or Facebook or wherever they want to connect with us. So today we are telling you all about everything happening. It's Thursday. That means it's Q Day. Today, the biggest Q for the year is happening. And we, of course, are going to tell you more about that as we team up with partner Banks Barbados Breweries to bring you a big Q at the Wildy Gymnasium. And of course, they're launching their brand new cricket and crop over campaign called Here for the Party. So make sure you come out to Q today. There's lots to see. There will be lots to win. Make sure you plan for that. And of course, the buses, the Q bus is going to leave the gate number 1 at the Granville Williams bus terminal in town. If you need to get up there in a hurry, we make sure that we get you there too. So we'll tell you more about that a little bit later. We're also going to tell you about some initiatives that are coming up within the community, and that's a lot of exciting stuff, so you won't want to miss that. But we want to start by speaking about an initiative that is bringing some neighbors a little closer together. So it involves the Pinelands Creative Workshop and the Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute for Technology. So joining us to tell us more about it, we have Ian Drakes, who's principal of the SJPI, and Sophia Graves, Broom, CEO of Pinelands Creative Workshop. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Wonderful to have both of you with us, especially so early in the morning.
Yes.
I know usually people who are up and about aren't necessarily out of the door, so I usually have to thank people for their time, especially when I know you have to go on for the rest of the day and do a great deal. But this is a wonderful program. So the Pinelands Creative Workshop, along with SJPI, you're doing a satellite program that kind of works for the community. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Drakes. Tell us more about it.
Well, yes, we have signed an MOU with the Pinelands Creative Workshop in 2022. And in that MOU, we not only want to offer opportunities to vulnerable young persons to come to the SJPI to do our full-time programs, but in our discussions with Ms. Graves, we had said, you know what, let's say we cannot have Muhammad come to the mountain. Why not we take the mountain to Muhammad and have satellite in the community in terms of some training that is certified by the SJPI, so that people have a quality certificate that can be used to become an entrepreneur or to get a job in this trying times in Barbados. And this is the brainchild of us working very closely with the Pioneers Creative Workshop on that aspect.
I love that. Sometimes when people think about studying or going on to do more, it can be a daunting thing to think about. It can be very nerve-wracking, particularly if you didn't have a good secondary school experience. People are thinking, I don't want this embarrassment all over again, and so it can be difficult. So it's wonderful that, you know, you're doing this satellite program where they're coming into the communities, but they still will be qualified. Talk to me about that need, where you saw it, and how you were able to kind of broach it with the SJPI.
It was very easy. I must compliment the team at SJPA and Mr. Drakes. He has a wonderful team and they're visionary, and it was good that we can share that vision. Where we, you know, as we work through our other initiatives, we were seeing these gaps where young people leaving school without qualifications. That is one set. Then you have mothers, single-headed households who obviously take on the heavy responsibility and therefore might not get a chance to go back to attend to that. Or you would have left school without the necessary certification, and then you don't have the financial resources because we're still in a recovery mode post-COVID. And this program recognized all of those gaps and said, let us bring it closer to people. And that's one of the mantras of Pioneers, making opportunities available to all, accessible to all. And this was based on that premise, to make sure that people can have access, have an opportunity, that they can actually be more included in the development of their country, in their own family development, and in their community development. So that was the trust behind bringing about this initiative, to make sure more persons can have that inclusivity in their own development.
And opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes such a drastic difference. And me personally, I don't like to refer to people as vulnerable because I don't know if I would want someone to refer to me in that way, but we understand why the term is used. So to offer this opportunity in this way makes all the difference. Let's talk about the types of people or the categories of people who will now have this opportunity, Mr. Drakes.
Well, the types of persons are those who have seen now the need in terms of technical vocation education, and seeing that a lot of countries have used technical vocation education to bring people out of what we would say poverty, and therefore maybe not vulnerable, but maybe there were not chances, that you had said earlier, not having the academic opportunity. And now we're saying, as Sophia said, you know, that they don't even have the financial space as well. And therefore, those are the type of persons that we want to target. Sometimes SJPI is not able to hold the load as well in terms of the amount of applicants when the year comes. So with us taking it to the community now, here is someone saying, you know what, I was rejected, and now I have the opportunity to really get to that certification that, you know, I would have been unable to because of the space physically at the SJPI. So therefore, we're targeting those type of persons. And I want to say that I want to really compliment the Pioneers Creative Workshop in terms of even having corporate Barbados being involved, because I think that's important. The Maria Holder Trust being there to support this while we provide the technical vocation from the SJPI in a very positive way.
Oh, that's wonderful. And another angle to this is usually, you know, there are young people out here who might want to go on to do something, did not have the opportunity for whatever reason to complete any CXCs, so they don't satisfy the minimum requirement to be able to enter the institution. So this makes a world of difference.
Yes. This is what the program is about, accessible education. And with accessible education, it's about removing barriers, removing all that red tape, and making it easier for persons to have that opportunity. So, you know, it is kind of a pioneering initiative to see SJPI and NGO working together in this kind of way. And we are grateful for the support of the respective parliamentary representatives who have joined us for the launch in support of such an initiative, and with the hope that we can expand this so that other communities, people can just walk over their doors and go straight to class and attain quality education. You don't have to worry about bus fare, because sometimes the financial restraints is what keep people back. And we don't want none of that. We're just going to take persons through a simple registration process, which can be uploaded to SJPI, and also go through a needs assessment to make sure those that are coming are those who need it most. We want to prioritize those persons who would have been unable to access education before, to now take the time to, that they can just take this first step to move forward in their lives, move forward in their planning, their families, be more included in the development initiatives that are around them, and even find the opportunity for upward mobility in their respective jobs, or even change jobs or change careers. So this is a starting point for a lot of people, and a beginning even for new entrants into the job market, new students leaving school without any certification.
And if we're honest, Sophia, which is what I always try to be, there's so much happening with our young people who feel hopeless, who feel like there are no opportunities for them. True. There's nowhere to go. They kind of end up just floating around. So if you offer those opportunities, then it redounds not only to their and their families' benefit, but the communities and the country at large.
Yes, it has ripple effects, positive ripple effects, and this is why we are pushing so hard, again, as Mr. Drake said, with the support of the Murray holder, because this is an initiative under our MARA project. We are hoping that then we can have other partners on board seeing the importance of such an initiative, and then allowing us to be able to spread this across the country. Having one in every parish will be our ideal situation, so that persons have direct access, direct development coming to their doorsteps, and they can move forward. And
I'm ready for it.
Yes, we are too.
I am here for it, and I'm happy that you use the word pioneering, because that word applies to all you've done at the PCW. I had an opportunity, as you know, to work with you on your anniversary project.
Yes.
And I was so surprised, I wouldn't tell you a lie, about the number of things that you've been able to do, not only here as an organization, but outside of Barbados, across the region, how much Pinelands has changed people's lives. And that is noted, if only by how many of you we grew up seeing as dancers up front, who are now involved with the administration and carrying on the work of the organization. And then pioneering too for the SJPI, even during COVID, to see you being able to do the 3D printing, and for students to be able to go and really excel in the area of technical and vocational training and studies has made all the difference to the landscape here in Barbados. So two pioneering institutions continuing to really set the trend and work toward helping the young people in this country. And that's an area that I truly feel very, very passionate about. So real kudos on that. In terms of the types of programs that are going to be available, what are they going to be able to do under this particular collaboration that you're working on?
Well, with this first one, we have focused a lot on the aspect of AutoCAD and Excel in the first instance with the Finance Creative Workshop. And we're looking to move into other areas in emerging industries, also some of the traditional industries in garment technology, but in a way of like fashion designing. We're not going to be teaching you just to stitch a pocket onto a shirt. SJPA would have just had a wonderful fashion show with our students that finished the diploma. And so we want to be able to take that into the areas of the district as well, in terms of where persons can get these type of skills from our exciting programs. And as you said about opportunities, we are celebrating 55 years this year.
Wow.
So therefore, this is one of the milestones I told Sophia that we would want to have as they celebrate as well, so that, as you said, two pioneers in celebration, in collaboration.
And neighbors too.
And neighbors, exactly, because we believe in collaboration, and therefore these programs are actually not what I am all excited about, but what is needed. In other words, we may go to Sinadru and find that there's a different industry, and we will develop the program and rate it accordingly. So it's not what I may just sit down and chart, really. It is what we go there and when we get the feedback from our community-spirited industry, say, hey, you know what? We can develop this. We can get the expertise to come and provide the training and meet that need. And I use St. Andrew deliberately because, sometimes we think that it's isolated, and therefore they could be in that area, a fishing village may need fish boning. And therefore we go to Oystins with fish boning instead of the AutoCAD or the Excel. And therefore it is to meet that type of need.
Yeah.
And that's what SJPA is about as well.
It's all about thinking ahead. Yeah. It's all about creating jobs for the future as well, in addition to opportunities. That will make all the difference to how we will be able to kind of survive as a country on the world stage. And a lot of what we do sometimes is limited by empirical data. Now, I know that as Pinelands Creative Workshop, you are in the community.
Yes.
So you have an opportunity to kind of engage on a one-on-one level and share the feedback that you get. But I'd love to see you guys move to a place where you have some hardcore data that you can share so that it can inform some other stuff that is done not only in your community, but across the island.
But I think we have started that part, because the program is not only based on that direct feedback, but the desk research, working through other programs. Our initial research was CBC, and also examining the research conduct by the Ministry of Labour has also laid that groundwork, and also looking at the results coming out of secondary school exams in terms of the number of students not leaving with any certification have all informed this particular process. But we often keep our ears on the ground and continue to critically analyze our program. So even this program has a pre and post evaluation to actually get a sense of where students want to go after this, what are some of the gaps they saw in the program, so it allows the program to continue to evolve. And our conversations will also expand to other community organizations to understand what are the gaps in your community. Because this program is not only being done in the Pine, this program is being done in Haynesville, in collaboration with Mr. Peter Skeet of the Haynesville Youth Group. So we are having those early conversations to get a true sense, the realities of the community, so that the programs can be unique. We don't want to superimpose things on people. We are asking them where's the interest? What would you like to do? And then we take those things in consideration, then have the deep conversation with Mr. Drakes and his team and start to develop those programs. Because my mind is already ahead of Mr. Drakes in terms of even looking at things like costume construction and make those certified programs. Because there are a lot of people with creativity and a lot of people who, males and females, who can make costumes for the festival. And it is a particular art form in terms of intangible cultural heritage, is traditional craftsmanship. And that is something we are working on right now, even moving towards our production, working in the area and research in terms of intangible cultural heritage at Pinelands. So those are other projects that we are actually happening, that are occurring parallel to what we are doing with Mr. Drakes.
A lot of the times it's easy for us to kind of sit by and look on and say, these things need to be done. And, there are a lot of commentators on the sidelines.
Yes.
But what does it take to be able to do a program like this in real terms, Mr. Drakes, in terms of personnel? Because you have to have teachers who will come out and train. So it definitely will draw on some resources. I'm happy to hear that you have an NGO on board, and the Maria Holder Trust. That is a name that keeps popping up, doing fantastic work
definitely
across Barbados. But what does it take to be able to make something like this happen?
Well, you say resources, and we would have started with Sophia and Pinelands and said, the first thing we have to do is a physical plant audit, fit for purpose. In other words, yes, you have all these bright ideas, but is the facilities conducive? And as I spoke about AutoCAD, in terms of that means infrastructure, in terms of network, in terms of Wi-Fi, in terms of the service provider, and all those different aspects. And therefore, that is where, again, we came in. The other part of the resources is not only just delivering, but making sure that it is quality delivery in terms of that, no one is in the living room sitting down relaxing and saying, well, students are being trained. We have to go there and make sure that it's being delivered as well in terms of those type of resources, having oversight for the program as the hours tick by with the persons, and making sure that they get value for money, because we're all taxpayers. and it all fits into that as well. Then there's the administrative side, because we must certify these persons, and then we must make sure that one of the things we want to say is that we like to say the question, what is next? But that is not just a wonderful certificate going across the stage, as Sophia said, but to occupy persons, to make them entrepreneurs or to work for someone. Because there's no use in having a wonderful certificate on your wall and not being gainfully encouraged to get to become a global citizen and putting your hands to the plow in technical vocational education. So again, we also look at that aspect in terms of maybe job attachment or internship, and that's where we are as well. Even though, and it's exciting now in terms of these programs, because a lot of our programs, we have found that after the pandemic, because I have to say after the pandemic now, that the industry is really demanding from us interns, because we have an aging population. So there are a lot of persons who are retiring, and therefore coming out of this as well, we want to be able to provide those global citizens with what is next, the answer to that. Again, we need to have the resources to know where we can assign them to give them that opportunity in our industry. And therefore, all of those resources started from the physical plant review to administration, implementing, and the delivery to us is what is next. And we want to move on, and we're hoping to get sponsors for tracer studies. Where are they now 6 months after this, 12 months after this? So we want to be able to come back to you and say, hey, we have the data. This is where the success stories are. This is where the gaps are. We need to be able to have that data, as you said, to make further decisions as we move on with these types of projects as well.
Absolutely. Let's talk registration. Timelines, because we're excited.
Yes.
We want to make sure that we get in there, because these programs always have limited space.
Yes.
Yeah.
So registration is actually started from Monday till the 16th, because we want to officially get the ball rolling on the 24th in Haynesville and at the Pine at our Marcus Garvey Institute. And I just want to add here too that to what Mr. Drakes have been saying before. We also have the Ministry of Labor on board in terms of career assessment and advising, so that persons can have that guidance in terms of what next after the program, what can they capitalize on, what is emerging, and how can they get their feet wet, helping them with their resume. So part of what they're using the IT and the technology is to having those other complementary soft skills being dealt with at the same time. So the program is trying to be very comprehensive, because we know once persons are off the work environment for a while, there's that initial scarring that they would lose some, momentum at first. So we're trying to get them back into that momentum, that mental space of wanting to get back to work. Because sometimes when you're off for a long time, you really don't want to get back into that rhythm. So we're hoping that we can apply that discipline to the program, although it's we're relaxing some of the barriers. We still have the academic rigor, but we still want to make sure that people take it seriously. Come to their classes, come on time, do what they have to do, assignments, whatever needs to be done to make sure that they take the best out of the program to benefit them. But we are starting, we want to start on the 24th to make sure that we can have in that 15-week program.
So the 24th of June?
June.
My goodness, so that's tomorrow.
Yes.
Because the time is going by.
No, it's so quickly.
That's literally tomorrow, so you definitely have to get on top of it. And a lot of what you're doing, these programs are computer-based.
Yes. This first round, we're looking at the more computer-related, because part of it is important to remember that during COVID, we realized that we had significant digital divide. And even now, we assume that people know how to use technology. But in working a lot and working with young people, we realize they know how to use their phones.
Yeah.
But in terms of effectively using technology,
can't even send an email.
No, they can't do attachments. They don't even know how to use basic software. So we assume just because they're very great at manipulating that phone, that they can actually they can translate that into using other more established technology and useful for the work environment. So that is another gap, the assumption that young people are 100% au fait with technology, can effectively use it. And COVID taught us that we were not 100%. We still had a digital divide. And this program also jumps into that. It looks at all but providing a practical way to attend to some of the sustainable development goals, especially goal 4 and 8. This program also touched some of those development conversations to make sure people have the opportunity for education and employment and entrepreneurship. So we are trying to do our part as partners. This includes Labour, the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, to move people along, give people opportunities, make education more accessible.
Equipment. Did you already have the requisite equipment that you will need to be able to facilitate the classes?
Well, because of Maria Holder program, Maria Holder Memorial Trust, we would have started a previous program. So this one rolls into that, but we are working with OSI Computers, Mrs. Suresh Chatrani, in terms of updating, because after we had the audit, we recognized, yes, we have a few things to fix, and through Mr. Jackman, who was assigned by the SJP, we are putting all of those necessary systems in place to make sure we are ready. And the location at Haynesville, which is the police post, we're using a kind of remote kind of approach where we're taking the laptops to those locations. So if we need to move to St. Peter, we can move to St. Peter. If we need to move to St. Andrew, we can move to St. Andrew, because we have that set of laptops that we can go deliver that training and make it very accessible to those who are needed most.
For sure. I can see that there can be, you know, levels to this, different phases as we move through the program, because we know that when it comes to things like phones and computers, they work best for you when they're personalized. So it's wonderful that you're able to have access, but to be able to go home and apply it and personalize it will make all the difference. But that's the next step.
That's the next step.
This is the beginning of something absolutely fantastic, and I really hope that we can see the benefits in the short to medium term in terms of the turnaround. As a part of it, if I may, I'd like to suggest as well that at some point in time, I don't know if you do, but some type of job fair or job showcase in these communities, because in speaking to a lot of these young people, they don't even know what they want to do.
That is true.
So you say, what would you like to do? I don't know, because they don't see the prospects, or maybe there's something in their heart, but they're not sure.
Not sure.
If whether it's because somebody laughed at them, if they didn't have an opportunity before, or what have you, and so they don't see the opportunities that are available in various different professions and so on. Final word for you, Mr. Drake.
Yeah, I want to add to what you're saying, Shisha, in terms of not necessarily don't see, we don't show. We as the adults have another responsibility: career guidance. Where do we show our young people these are the career paths? This is how much money you can make out of this. These are the 10 occupational areas. I believe we need to have more career guidance in the schools, because we do career counseling. The guidance is not there. And I want to take my hat off to the, Sophia said, Ministry of Labour, who has been very instrumental in getting that foundation. But we need it more so in schools. So I hope those down Constitutional Road, Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training are hearing the need for career guidance.
All right, you hear that? People in Constitution Road. Making sure. So it's a great program. I would imagine people just need to reach out maybe to Peter in Haynesville, to your group at Finance Creative Workshop if they need more information. But make the best of this opportunity. And I know that some of those young people, they're probably not watching Morning Barbados, but you know, grandparents, aunties, uncles, neighbors, you know, all the young people out there who could benefit from these programs. Make sure you call up, motivate them, and you know, encourage them to at least try. Thanks for coming in. Stay on top of letting us know what's happening.
Definitely.
Because we're truly excited about this initiative and how it will work for us as a country.
Thank you as well.
Thank you so much.
All right, good stuff. It's time for a break here on Morning Barbados, but stick around. We've got lots more coming up.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hear me now? Okay. Uh,
You know, we love reading and we love discovering books, not only from here in Barbados, but certainly all the way down the Caribbean region. Today is no different. We want to welcome, their co-authors on this project. We're having a few technical challenges with one of the authors. So let's get in here with Belina Barrow, who's former national and university table tennis player, and she's co-author of Soul of an Athlete. And also, we're hoping that Sherdon Pierre, who is also former national university table tennis player and co-author of the book, will be able to join us on the call as well. So good morning to you. Sherdon Pierre, who is also former national on the call as well. So good morning to you. Sherdon Pierre,
Good morning.
also former national. All right, so I don't think that Sherdon can hear us. Belina, tell me a little bit about your life as a student athlete and how it informed your writing of this book. All right, so I don't think that Sherdon can hear us. Belina. All right, we have a little bit of a delay going on, so we're going to try to clean that up as we get back to talking to the both of them about this book. And of course, in the book, the athletes really talk about how much work really has to go in to trying to make it absolutely possible to study, excel, and do well. It's called Soul of an Athlete: Stories and Lessons on Life. And they talk a little bit about what's happening then. So a few technical challenges, but you know how it goes. Tell you what, in the interim, I'm going to remind you that today is Thursday. That means it is Q Day. Q in the community comes to the Wildy Gymnasium. So make sure you get out today and celebrate with CBC and the Banks crew. I most certainly will be passing through. It's going to be an interesting Banks today. Peter's laughing at me. Interesting Q. Of course, they're talking about Banks Beer 6 for 20. So lots of people will love that. And in addition, there will be lots and lots of prizes for those of you who are coming out for the karaoke. If you're coming out to line dance, there are competitions for them. There are wonderful prizes and money. I heard you win $1,000 today if you win that karaoke competition. It had me thinking about singing myself. Who knows? All right, so let's see if we can get back to this interview. Just waiting for the cue from my team as to whether we're ready. Okay, so let's go back with Belina Barrow. And can you hear me well? Let's see if it's working a little better now.
Yes, I can. Good morning.
All right, good morning and welcome. Okay,
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about, your background as a student And what informed making this book?
My background started in my usual public schooling, co-ed primary school, and I was pretty active during that period. I would have been involved in a range of sports, not necessarily focusing on table tennis immediately. I eventually got into table tennis on account of my father buying a board for the family, and that would have sparked my interest to continue to pursue the sport, and also to sign up for a camp, a summer camp, which is pursue the sport and also to sign up for a camp.
All right, we're going to have to take a break. Some serious challenges there. I can see that she's getting the feedback coming, so she has a bit of a delay going on there, and I know that can be incredibly confusing. So hopefully we'll be able to get the authors back online and hear more from them. So we're going to take a break here and come back. Stay with us.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308, and don't miss a single six, wicket, or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. Tune into ESPN on MCTV, and for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ICC Cricket World Cup T20 action.
We enjoy a game with Domino's and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Calling all Soccerholics, the highly anticipated soccer pop-up party of the season.
It's 10 minutes before 7 o'clock here on Morning Barbados. Certainly hope you're having a good morning and getting everything done you need to do around the house. If it's one thing that's happening around this time of year, we're thinking about the older children who are getting ready to go off to college or university. And we have some help in the form of a book. Now, we've been having some technical challenges. We're hoping that third time's a charm with this particular interview. Belina Barrow is joining us remotely. Welcome back. Welcome back. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes, I'm hearing you well, thanks.
All right, so let's jump into what motivated you to write this book.
Could you repeat?
What motivated you to write the book?
Well, actually, it was through a very random invitation through a total stranger on LinkedIn. She knew I had a past involvement in sport and what I wanted to do for sport in terms of build it into my profession. And she put it to me, and I read about the organization that was behind the project, Athlete Soul, and I said it was a good idea to approach the project, and I thought was who was best to join me on it, someone with a similar passion for sport and development. And that's why I thought I would invite Sheridan to write the chapter with me.
What was it like working together to get it done?
I missed the first part of the question.
What was it like working together to get it done?
It was pretty seamless. We have a long history. Our families know each other from childhood. So we've pretty much grown up together in our church community, our Catholic church community in Trinidad. And he has the very extensive sport management and sport development background and also sport journalistic experience. And marrying that with my legal writing, a lot of my work involves writing. It wasn't really hard to make the switch, just to be more personal about it, be more conversational, and just to tell a story. So we work pretty well together.
All right, so I heard you mention that this is a chapter that you co-wrote with Sheridan. So are there other athletes who are involved in writing other parts of the book?
Yes, other than the two of us, I'd have to say total 14, so 14 minus 2, 12 others from different parts of the world. A lot of them, while they may have initial nationalities which span the globe, a lot of them are based in the US. And everybody brings their flavor to the book, their history, their experience, their journeys, losses, and their wins.
What's the flavor of the chapter that you two co-wrote?
Could you repeat the first part?
Well, you said that everybody brings their own flavor, so I said, what's the flavor of the chapter that you co-wrote?
Well, our flavor will obviously be the Caribbean flavor. We bring the sharing light to what happens in our side of the globe. While it is, because many people don't know what happens. A lot of people may not have ever come to the Caribbean. A lot of people haven't come to whether it's Trinidad and Tobago or Barbados. And so we bring that. I took great pains to explain a lot about the landscape of where I'm from and pretty much paint a picture of what we encounter starting from community sport as a child, going straight through to university, and the choices we have to make. Sheridan similarly would have mapped out those challenges in his part of the chapter and showed what we as Caribbean people have to overcome. A lot of challenges, but all in all, not just highlighting what is adverse, but also what was good, and those people who were good to us.
Are there many of your experiences that you believe are unique to the two of you as national table tennis players, or do you think it was just a student in sports experience across the board that's being shared?
No, I think there's the uniqueness in terms of national table tennis players. Well, if I could compare it to some of the chapters of the other athletes, not everyone has their perspective. They don't start the sport or do their sport at the same level. They don't have the same spectrum. Their sport programs are not organized the same as in the Caribbean. Everybody was not necessarily only a student athlete and a national athlete. There's some who, well, for us, we were student, national, and then there are athletes who were Olympians. So we bring a different perspective in terms of not necessarily the high-level elite Olympian athlete, but our perspective, which compares to our journey national and student athlete, is pretty remarkable.
And how do you feel generally? I mean, it must be a really great feeling to be able to document, your experiences in this way, along with another athlete who really traveled on a similar path in that you both were national table tennis players.
Yes, it was a very enjoyable experience. It was definitely nostalgic. It was definitely reflective. It also showed a lot of, highlighted some of the things which have changed in sports, in our sport in particular, and sports on a whole in Trinidad and Tobago, and some things that haven't changed. But like the whole reason for this, we want to be the persons who drive change, who drive improvement, not just for Trinidad and Tobago, but for the region, Barbados and other islands. So we want to be the vehicles for change. So it's not only about what the enjoyment we got from the experience, but how we could then move forward and help improve sport on a whole in the region.
All right, well, thank you so much. I'm really sorry that we had the technical challenges earlier. Would have been wonderful to get Sheridan Pierre in with his side of things in terms of working with you as well. But congratulations on being able to contribute to this book that I undoubtedly believe will help other student athletes in future to be able to kind of navigate the college and university space. It's always great to hear from those who have gone already.
Thanks for having me. It was a great experience, and I enjoyed our conversation this morning.
Where can we find the book? Where can we find the book?
The book is available on Amazon for small to medium orders or individual orders, or it's available directly from us in bulk orders and also individual orders.
All right, good stuff. Thank you. Best wishes with the book. I hope you sell it out.
Thank you.
All right, at least we got a smile there at the end. All right, so good stuff. Make sure you check out the book. It is called Soul of an Athlete, and that particular chapter co-written by Sheridan Pierre and Belina Barrow, both former national and university table tennis players. So they share their experiences as student athletes. Hey, it's heading up to 7 o'clock. We're going to give you an update of the news next.
Calling all Soccerholics, the highly anticipated soccer pop-up party of the season is back. Follow us to a different location every Friday night from 8 p.m. from May 10th to June 14th for the Barbados Lottery White Oak Rum 98.1 The One Soccer Stock Pop-Up Party. We bring you the music and giveaways, and you bring the vibes and the action.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From 98.1 to CBC TV8 comes the Soca Avenue, the sweetest soca hour in radio. It's artists with new tunes and some old sweet ones too, jamming on the Soca Avenue. Saturdays, join AON Skills and the crew down on Soca Avenue, all new on CBC TV8. Feeling the festival.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.
Good morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed. It's time for an update of the news. Barbados is moving to improve its IT systems for collecting and managing agricultural data. The revelation from Minister of Agriculture, Food and Nutritional Security, Indar Ware. He says the absence of adequate and appropriate infrastructure limits the country's ability to optimally manage data collected.
The lack of a national approach to the management of data leads to duplicated systems that foster operational inefficiencies, data collection fatigue on data subjects, failure to scale innovations, inappropriate public policy due to fragmented data points, and data power imbalance between the data owners and the data holders. Moreover, the long-term implication of the absence of a national approach to data management is weak national digital sovereignty. That is, the lack of power and authority of a national government to make free decisions affecting citizens and businesses within the digital domain.
Mr. Ware was speaking at the start of a multi-stakeholder dialogue on national data infrastructure convened by the Commonwealth Secretariat. The minister welcomes the discussions as he notes government's strategic policy interventions are being constrained by a lack of the necessary infrastructure. He has also confirmed plans to undertake an agricultural census.
Countries in the region have already taken steps to strengthen their data systems. Between 2019 and 2020, several countries in the region collaborated with the Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, to develop strategies for agriculture and rural statistics. The conduct of agricultural censuses reside at the core of these strategies. I'm pleased to report that my ministry is in the preparatory stages of undertaking a national agricultural census which is expected to be rolled out in May 2025.
Cabinet has approved a national multi-hazard early warning systems policy. The announcement from Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams, who says it provides strategic guidance for the implementation of early warning systems. Mr. Abrams was addressing the Department of Emergency Management's one-day high-level media roundtable discussion and media workshop.
Risk communication plays a crucial role in enhancing early warning systems by ensuring that the information about potential risks or hazards is relayed to those at risk. The timely dissemination of risk information ensures that warnings and alerts are promptly communicated to all stakeholders to allow for swift action to mitigate the impact of the impending hazard.
Now, Mr. Abrams says media houses, emergency services, and warning focal points have a significant role to play in the communication and dissemination of risks to the public in the event of natural disasters.
I call on you to reflect on how you as the media can refine your procedures to support effective risk communication to the public. How can emergency services and warning focal points assist you in facilitating your duties? How can we effectively ensure that early warnings promote early action and save lives?
There's concern about Calypsonians being sued for their social commentaries. It comes as yet another Calypso tent opens its doors for Crop Over 2024. Sean Farrell has that report.
With military precision, the Pace Digital COB Credit Union All-Stars Calypso tent got their 2024 season underway on time. And what an opening night! To a virtually full St. Gabriel's School auditorium, Calypsonians delivered lively performances, and the MCs played their part.
You know, they got a big movie, because you don't hear now that the whole of Barbados watching is a disaster.
It starts with D, and there's a raw lunch. It's got the D for days, and it's got the L for lunch. But it is DLP. That's the whole hard story.
Yeah.
You know, if I can tell you something, right? If Ralph found this shame, you will call me a bag, but I tell you. He might be able to come back home. But he didn't expect that he would get no hostile disturbance when he went across the road.
It was not all laughs though. The tent had some serious social commentary. From the youngest, 15-year-old Kiara Henry, who opened the show, to veterans like Bumba and Colin Spencer. Some of the lyrics may be the focus of conversations throughout the season, like Spencer's We Can't Take No More.
I have two songs. One is on radio entitled Fear, F-E-A-R, and the song I sang tonight is We Can't Take No More. I'm going to have the public decide which song I compete with, because the response will tell me what to decide. In my heart, I kind of know where to go though, because based on how the political system situation is in the country right now, I know what song not to sing for the competition.
Tent manager Eleanor Rice says all she wants is for the artists to be able to sing without fear of being sued.
Everything that a Calypsonian sings about is in the newspaper. Everything that a Calypsonian sings about is something that is news. So how can you sue the Calypsonian when it is something that made the news? That baffles me, and I would like to see that stopped. Sing your Calypso.
Meanwhile, Donella is changing her style this year with her song Don't Bite.
It's really about me getting out of the box this year, because a lot of people say I keep in the safe zone and with the nation building songs, which is my first love. But it's really just to show that there is versatility, and I don't mind singing biting songs, but it's also very informative, the song as well.
All Stars Tent is known for producing a number of Pico de Pop finalists annually, and according to Rice, the intention is to do the same this year. Sean Farrell, CBC News.
Thank you so much, Sean. Of course, we're staying on top of what's happening across the island for crop over and cricket. So kudos to our newsroom team and the production team as well. Hey, that's it for our update of the news. 12 noon, we have Newsday coming up. At 1 o'clock, The World at 1 on our radio network of stations, all here at CBC. So stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over...
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, 11 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning. We're calling it Q Day because, you know, we have a big queue in the community coming up today. Make sure you make those plans. Leave the office early. Queue goes through tonight. So even if you can't come during the day for the food, the entertainment, the karaoke, the performances are coming up. Every major crop over act, they're on stage performing at the Wilde Gymnasium today. Now, last year we had an opportunity to meet a lady who started a foundation, and she did what I would imagine every parent who is caught in a similar situation would like to do. She really made lemonade out of lemons, if I can call it that. It's even so difficult to describe what she would have gone through as a mother who lost her son. And what she decided to do is to create a foundation in his name, to his memory, but also to try to drive change based on what happened to her son. So we're joined now by Matthew Hinkson, who is project assistant with the Tyrese Caesar Foundation. Good morning and good to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right. So you said that Tyrese was like a little brother to you.
Yes, please.
So I think that's a great place for us to start, for you to tell us a little bit about him as we continue to keep his memory alive for a good cause.
Okay. Well, as you know, we've been here last year. We actually launched in February of last year, and we have a series of events that would have commemorated his death. He was unfortunately hit by a stray bullet maybe about 2 years ago. The foundation was registered in July of 2022, and then we officially launched in February. And anyone that knows Tyrese or would have known Tyrese Caesar, he was a very energetic, bubbly guy, focal point of any group. You know, he brought energy, he brought positive energy to any group.
Let's talk now about the goals of the foundation. What are you trying to achieve for those people who might not know?
Okay. Well, our goals and has always been and will continue to be advocacy, community engagement, as well as education, right? So we've been doing a lot of work with one or two projects like the Hype program, which is a program that we have on the third Saturday of every month in Sky Mall, upstairs Sky Mall at 4 p.m., where we have conversations that are needed to be had with our youth of the country, right? Things that trouble them, but they don't necessarily speak about. And then we go into the secondary and primary schools in our Peace program, where we go and we give presentations starting from way young all the way up, where we go in and we speak against gun violence and strategies that could be implemented when, you know, you might have a little tussle at school, whatever the case might be, and things might get out of hand. We've heard stories about issues happening in secondary schools and so on, and it moving from just a push to something a little more serious, right? So we've been advocating strongly and dealing a lot with the kids and the community as well in our focal points.
How does it feel for you as a young man yourself to be able to be involved at this level, especially considering that you lost a good friend to gun violence?
It's not easy. More so for Jackie. I see her on a probably weekly basis.
And that's his mom?
Yes. And although this is about 2 years now, you can see that every time the conversation comes up, it still hits home, you know. So I have to be the strong person for her in most instances, as well as her mom. So we've been there for her, and we've been by her side executing this organization.
All right, wonderful. So you're here in your branded shirt.
Yes, please.
And you're back again this year for the Tyrese Caesar Foundation Against Gun Violence 5K Walk and Run.
Yes, please.
That is coming up on Saturday, June 15th.
Yes, please.
Talk more about it.
All right, so as you see, we have the shirt here. Last year it was Choose Peace, Choose Life. This year is Piecing It Together, right? Piecing it together. So as you said, June 15th from 3 p.m. until 7:30. So for those of you who weren't here last year, from 3 to 4, we usually have a little fun session where you loosen up the hips a little bit. You know, crop over is coming up and so on. So you loosen up the hips a little bit, get the heart pumping a little bit, and then we hit the road at 4 p.m. It's a run and walk. So you can choose which one you prefer. So we hit the road at 4 p.m. all the way until 5:30 p.m. And then, so starting at the Esplanade in Bay Street, ending at the Esplanade in Bay Street. And then we have a karaoke session thereafter, where food and drinks and so on will be on sale.
Talk about the route and why this particular route was selected as the way that you want to go. You said you were starting and ending at the Bay Street Esplanade.
Yeah, so if you don't mind me just reading this through.
That's okay.
So the route starts from the Bay Street Esplanade. We're going to make a right turn by Beckles Road, onto Culloden Road, and then through the lights, Pine Road, you make a left at the roundabout onto Belmont Road, through the roundabout into Constitution Road, straight ahead into St. Michael's Row. We're going to turn left across that bridge onto Probin Street, left turn to Bay Street, and then return right back to the Esplanade.
So a nice little circle through Bridgetown.
Yeah, nice little circle through Bridgetown.
I had to struggle just then as you were calling the names, because we know the names.
Yeah.
But then when you're kind of doing directions, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the way. Yeah, but it all worked out.
Yeah.
I was told that last year, as you moved through the community, you were really able to achieve what you wanted to in raising that awareness.
Definitely.
And getting people interested and involved as you walk by in your very bright and beautiful orange shirt.
Yes, please. Yes, it was a lovely sight to see. We also have the DJs on board. So they have their trucks. Truck Freaks was there last year as well. As you know, as a large group of guys. So they were assisting us, sharing out waters and so on. So you can see the trucks going through and then following a huge crowd of orange with some nice music and so on, and the shirts, people coming out asking who we are and so on. So it's getting out there.
All right, so I know that you were out in your numbers. This is the lady on screen that you were saying there. That is his mom, and she really has been the driving force behind this in a major way.
Definitely.
Talk to us a little bit about the programs that you offer, even outside of the walk. I know that you continue to do a great deal in the community.
Yes. So again, we spoke about the Peace program, where we're going to the schools. This was only started last year as well. Where we're going to both the primary and secondary schools.
So is it you, or are you kind of enlisting the help of other people to talk to the students?
We've been getting a lot of assistance by various professionals, counselors, and so on, to really go into the schools. And these are people that are educated in this thing,
area,
right?
Yes.
So we've been enlisting their help, and we're getting a lot of help as well from them, going into the schools, doing these various presentations, and really understanding and getting feedback from the kids as to what has been going on, right? And kind of catering our presentations to suit, right? And then we have the Hype program, where we have, as I said, at Sky Mall every third Saturday of the month, and that has been really good.
How do you get involved with that? Do you have to register?
No, you just
Can
show
you
up.
just show up.
You just show up
Every third Saturday.
at
What
4
time?
p.m.
4 p.m.
upstairs Sky Mall.
I'm asking again because I know sometimes parents are listening and they feel like they want to expose the children to other children who might be going through the same thing and people who can help them if they're having challenges. So what time does it happen?
4 p.m.
4 o'clock.
Yep.
And you just show up at the conference room at Sky Mall.
Upstairs, yeah.
Upstairs, and you can be a part of that.
Yes, please.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah, and it's mostly teenagers, right? Mostly teenagers. They just come in. The first session that we had, everyone was a little timid, a little tense and so on. But whoever knows Jackie knows she's an energy ball as well. So once she gets up there and she starts to interact, the counselors come up and we start to interact. It's like an open discussion, right? No judgment zone. We just interact with the teenagers, get their feedback, and then we kind of channel through the issues that they've been facing.
Oh my goodness, God bless Jackie.
Yeah.
Because, this is such a difficult situation to lose your son. And here she is using it for all positive energy. I love that.
Yeah, and you need that. You need that in the world.
Absolutely.
Right? With all these changes, up to the other day, saw a death happen in, I can't remember all the places, but it's about 3 of them that came through my phone with gun violence. People being shot, people being injured and so on. It's a daily thing, and someone has to advocate, right? And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and sometimes it hits closer to home than we even know.
Yeah.
It really is tough to be dealing with this at this time in Barbados.
Yes, please.
So how do we get our shirts? How are we going to be able to kind of muscle in on all that's happening with the Piecing It Together 5K charity run, walk, and skate?
Yes.
You forgot the skating part.
My apologies.
Not going to be skating, but I love it. It's piece by piece.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Piecing it together. So we can be found on IG at T Caesar Foundation, Facebook, Tyrese Caesar Foundation, or our website, www.tyresecaesar.foundation, right? If you just if you've heard enough and you're sold and you want to come out and walk with us, you can take down this number, 236-0664. Right? That is 236-0664. Just give us a call. Let us know that you're interested. I believe the adult shirts are $35 and the kids' shirts are just $25.
And of course, the funds raised from this will go to assist you with these programs that you're doing to continue to help other young people.
Yes, please. Definitely.
All right. Well, wonderful work that you're doing. And you guys have been doing, fundraising activities, walking for causes. You've had a luncheon, as far as I know, a luncheon or dinner. And you are also doing your youth rallies and programs. So, keep up the good work. And we definitely lead it with all of the gun violence that we're seeing around Barbados.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Jackie, it would have been good to see you this morning, but I understand that you can't do anything. And it's good that you have some young people who are helping you to kind of carry the banner. So we salute you this morning, madam.
Yes, please.
Keep on the good work. This all comes off on Saturday, 15th June. It's a walk, run, and skate through Bridgetown. I wouldn't be skating. And I'm not up to par with the running.
Yeah.
So I definitely will have to do the walking part.
And that's fine.
As well as build something for everybody.
Yeah.
So come on out through Bridgetown and make it happen. And then some karaoke after, a little bit of fellowship, getting to know each other and finding out how you can play a part. All right. Thank you so much for coming in. Good to see you, Matthew.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. See, we love to highlight positive work that young people are doing as well. So time for a break. When we come back, Alan Shepard is in the house. He has a brand new song, and it's all about cricket. We'll find out more.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308 and don't miss a single six, wicket or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. Tune into ESPN on MCTV, and for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ICC Cricket World Cup T20 action.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Calling all Soccerholics! The highly anticipated soccer pop-up party of the season is back! Follow us to a different location every Friday night from 8 p.m. from May 10th to June 14th for the Barbados Lottery White Oak Rum 98.1 The One Soccer Stock Pop-Up Party. We bring you the music and giveaways, and you bring the vibes and the action.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will try.
Morning, good morning. Good morning to you.
So crop over and cricket, they're definitely in the air. And we're going to tell you all about a way that Alan Shepard is kind of merging the two. But we wanted to start by showing you an interview that young Zion Rose did with the legendary Curtly Ambrose. Check it out.
I can't believe that I'm interviewing with the third Curtly Ambrose.
Why you can't believe that?
You're a legend, bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I know you're a big person.
I'm 6'8".
Maybe you're going to soon turn 7 foot.
At 60, nah. No more going. You will get a 6-footer in time.
If you were an animal, which animal would you be?
A lion. I like to be fierce.
So you want everybody to be scared of you?
Well, not really, but they will know that they can't mess with me.
Why do you love bowling?
I like taking wickets.
I'm bad.
We all started the same way. It's not easy.
Do you like Christmas?
Best time of the year.
Are you the best cricket player ever?
I'm not even close, but I was okay.
Just okay?
Okay, I was better than okay.
Random questions. I love it. Curtly Ambrose was under the gun. Good job there, Zion. I caught up with his granny last night, and she was telling me all about it. And I said, send it, let's share it Always good to see the little ones getting involved. So Alan Shepherd is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. How do you do?
I am fine. It's so good to be actually live in the studio. The last time I was on Mornin Barbados, we had to do it online.
It's true.
Yeah.
So it's really wonderful to be
the whole world is
back here.
Returned.
Well, we know that it's a vibe when you're live.
Yeah,
it's totally
different
All right.
energy.
With that said, you know, you still are working and performing. You're just back from a stint overseas.
I was in Europe for a couple of weeks. And in the meanwhile, we had been working on releasing this song in time for the T20 Series World Cup. And it's out, and I'm here to tell everybody about it.
Let's talk about your process. I would imagine making different songs. You know, they come in different ways, but is there any particular reason owing to what's happening that you decided
this
to do
one, I
one?
really went back to my roots, like the music like Conga Line and the Big Spice hits. We had just done a show at Hilaro Court, and I had the fresh vibe with me, and the song just started flowing. I picked up the bass and came up with this bass line, and by the next morning it was done.
Wow, that quickly?
Yeah, I work very fast.
All right,
once I get on it, I go.
Yeah, from there, let's talk about the words in the song itself. You said that the song is versatile enough that it really encompasses a little bit of crop over and cricket.
Yeah. Well, the first verse is more about the party, and the second verse gets a little more cricket specific. But I claim, you know, this cup is mine. Take the bat, boy. Hit the ball. This cup is mine.
Yeah, we would absolutely love to see that. Are you a big cricketing fan?
People who know me would know that I'm lying if I say so. But the joke is I've worked on cricket campaigns for years and years with my production business.
Yeah.
So I do know cricket from that aspect.
All right, that's good stuff.
I watched the West Indies last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you are a cricketing fan. You just don't know it because
I think
you watch
the
a game.
production is so good
It
on
is,
television.
right?
You know, it's watchable.
When you're into producing, we watch for different things.
Yeah.
We see things differently from other people,
I'm
right?
checking the production.
Yeah, the shots.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's a good
Fantastic.
replays. You know, those things really excite us. In terms of making music, Alan, to be in your position where you have so many classic hits that people are always going to, is it a little daunting sometimes to put new music out with that pressure?
You know it. So many people don't try because they're afraid to fail. But you just got to keep on putting stuff out there. You never know what's going to hit and what's going to be. It's all good for me, but you know, I keep on making music because I love to make music, and I love to share it with everyone.
Yeah.
So that's my reason for doing it.
From where we sit, you've had a most illustrious career in making and performing music for Barbados, for Barbadians, for Barbados across the world. If you were to summarize, you know, your life in music, you know, what would it be?
Oh, I am music. I breathe it like oxygen, you know. I don't go a day without playing or singing or coming up with something.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm useless without it. And I also like art as well, visual art. I do some abstract paintings, and it's just creative.
What do you like to listen to though? Because we just found out that you watched the West Indies match last night. And I know that you do, you know, the production work.
When
well, what are you listening to?
When I want to feel good, I put on some Bob Marley. Loud. Turn up the bass bins and.
Sorry, neighbors.
Yeah. Early Sunday morning is misty morning coming out. I love so many different types of music, and I'm into what's trending as well all the time as a producer. But I also like to play the piano and sing. That's my big love, and I love entertaining people. I love seeing smiles.
Yeah.
You know, that's the key.
What has influenced your music, your style of music? What you've performed, what you sung about through the years?
Oh, well, being a Barbadian, we are immersed in African culture, as well as everything that's coming from the United States, from the rest of the world. So growing up as a young person in the 70s, I was exposed to everything, and everything had its influence on me. And of course, we hit the big payoff when we started playing soca, and found that I was good at that too. And I loved reggae, and we made good reggae music as well. So my stuff is very, I don't know, multi-genre.
I know that people have said through the years that asking this question is like asking a parent which child they love best. But you know, are there any of your songs when you think through the years, you know, this song changed the trajectory of my life. This song stays with me. This song is just maybe not even one that hit with the audience as much as you anticipated or wanted it to, but one that really hits home with you. Is there anyone like that?
I loved, there were two songs on an album called Camouflage. One was Bob's song, the tribute to Bob Marley.
I knew a man.
Yeah, that's from my heart.
I won't try to sing it, people.
I always enjoy singing that one, and Rastaman.
Yeah.
It's epic type, motion picture type music, which I really love.
Yeah. When I think back about Spice, I think my biggest memory is when there was Conga Line, and I was pretty young, because I remember, I think my sister took me, and all I remember is we were walking over, you know, the little slope there by Dover, and I could just see dust, plumes of dust, because it was dry outside.
The Savannah was dry, yeah.
But you guys were in full performance mode.
I think that year was 1994.
My goodness.
Yeah, long ago.
I have never forgotten it. That was Conga
I still
Line.
meet people, you know, rounding about Barbados who tell me that they sneak out the house and went to that. I went to get back to get licks, but it was worth it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
We had a lot of youth come to see that.
I know. What was it like to have such a monster following in those days?
Well, I was just blessed with it, really. Everything clicked at the right time, right place, right music. And I'm just happy to have been able to make a contribution within these 50 years of crop over to the level where in the Conga Line, for example, is played from Australia right back through the world every night. Somewhere somebody's doing the Conga Line. So it was a massive hit. And Absolutely. It came out of crop over 1988.
And I'm told that the big performance at Lara Court in recent weeks, that there was a big Conga Line there too.
There always is. There's one every night somewhere, for sure.
Yeah, so back to this particular song, you said that you literally had the idea for it, and by the next day, it was kind of ready.
It takes about a week to tweak all the production and mix it and so on. Once it was finished, the mastering was done by Abbey Road Studios in London by a very celebrated mastering engineer called Jeff Pesh. And so the result, it came back like a really nice sounding record. And we've partnered with CRS Music and Media and The Orchard and Sony Music for worldwide distribution on it. So
where can we see you performing this song, Alan?
There are a couple of bookings coming up during the crop over season. I'm going to be quite present here and there. And
I like that. It's been a minute since I've seen you on the crop over scene. Yeah,
it's been a little minute. Yeah, I performed last year at Pandemonium with a 60-piece steel orchestra. That was fabulous.
What was that like?
It was very different. I always wanted to do it, and it was a great idea. Laurie is a fantastic director of the orchestra. That was great. That was at the Botanical Gardens. So more of that coming this year.
All right. What about the new artists and the music? I know that there are a lot of artists who are reluctant to comment, but are there any artists?
You are putting me in a difficult position. I wouldn't do that.
Are there any artists that you're listening to, both local and
I
otherwise?
love everything that's going on. what I don't like is explicit lyrics. I don't know what's the point of it. You know, you can't play it on the radio. You can't play it on TV. So,
yeah,
is it really necessary
Man, Alan,
to have a hit?
Alan, back in the day when you were young, you were saying take your clothes off, and probably the older
But
people
it was
back
not
then,
take your clothes off.
But wait a minute. Back then, the older people were like, what are they singing?
I know.
Right.
I got reprimanded several times for that. And then along comes other American artists, and it's getting odd in your ears, so take off all your clothes.
They were following Spice.
That was fine. That was fine for them.
Yeah, but they were following Spice. You kind of set the trends.
But honestly, I that's the only thing I wish wasn't happening. But it's useless for me to wish it. It's happening. Explicit lyrics and dirty lyrics. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
To have good music and music that's uplifting and motivational doesn't have to be dirty.
It's true.
You know?
For you, in terms of how you're able to kind of pay your talent forward, pay your music forward, have you worked with any other artists?
There's so many people that come up to me and they remind me of some time I spent some time with them and say, I remember you told me about this and do that and so on. I don't even remember doing it, but it made a difference to them. And I've worked with several singers and musicians in the studio over the years. And it's always a nice experience. I like playing with live musicians as well, especially like the big bands that the NCF put together for various things with top musical directors and top players. It's always a pleasure.
What are some of the most heavily requested songs that
To me?
people want for you here and outside of the island?
Oh, well, if I show up and not playing the conga line, there's going to be a problem. But people remember a lot of my songs. They love Welcome to Barbados. It's very popular with the visitors that come here. It means so much to them. It's a big emotional moment. Well, it's hard to answer that because
like there's so many
all
songs.
of my stuff is has its power in some aspect.
When you reflect on your body of music, what do you think? About what you've been able to accomplish through the years, through this music, that's been such a staple on the Barbadian soundscape.
Well, I hope and I do think that it has inspired what you're hearing now, and the artists who are emerging now. Not myself only. I can think back of all the great bands like the Merry Men and artists like Mighty Gabby and Bag. All these people were there before and inspired the youngsters. Let me get into this. And even Machel Montano used to stand up in front of me when he was a little kid and I was on stage playing. So Rihanna once told me the story of how she grew up in a house with Spice cassettes were on all the time. Her mother was a big fan. And so I know that, one layer of music creates the next generation. So good to be a part of it, but I ain't done yet. I have a lot of new music to bring out.
Absolutely. Well, we know that. And as you continue to make this music, where do you hope it takes you? I mean, you've done so much from, like you said, live stage performances to being behind the scenes and making music to, the kind of one-man show that we've come to know and love from Alan Shepard these days.
I love that because I love to see smiles, as I told you. But my real interest for my life's work would be to have music in a big motion picture, synchronized music, either to write specifically for it, or if one of my songs get placed in a movie.
And I noticed, of course, with this last one, you talked about, having distribution and working with some major names and labels to be able to get your music out. Was it difficult to be able to make it to this place where you're working with international brands, international labels that really have a thumb on the pulse of the world of music?
I think your stuff has to be of a high level for publishers to take notice of you and say, yeah, we'll go with this for sure. And just like everything else in life, it don't happen like that. You got to keep going and keep trying and keep trying. And you know, people, they never know about the failures that you had. They only know about the successes. They only know about the things that hit. They don't know how many times you tried and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we have something to show you because we were anticipating this coming up. Do you recognize this young fella here?
There it is.
That's you performing at Pandemonium.
Correct. I was just talking about that.
With the big band. I can just imagine what it was like. I didn't get to see it, but I most certainly I'm going to have to watch.
They got any crowd shots because the whole crowd was going there. Yeah.
Just on cue. And, you know, it's good to see you in the festival. But with this song, it's called One More. And as you mentioned, you know, an ode to cricket. So maybe we need to kind of nudge the powers that be.
One more song. One more for the road. One more road march.
One more run.
Yeah. One more wicket. One more victory.
Yeah.
One more kiss.
All that good stuff. Yeah. What do you hope people walk away with your music? I know you keep saying you love to see people smiling.
Just joy.
Yeah.
If I give you that much joy, my job is done.
Yeah? Are there any songs that went straight to garbage? You're like, never. Nobody's going to ever hear this.
Not really. To me, songs are like children. Eh? Songs are like they're like my children, and they're all unique and different, and all have their special things about them.
Yeah. If you were a musician, like, can you even think about something else you'd like to be doing?
It's too late for me now, because I think I must have been even the age of 4 or 5 years old, and somehow I knew that's what I would be doing.
Yeah. When you look back at those older videos, I mean, that one was a recent one, but when you look back at those older videos, and you've always been known for the clothes, Alan, the outfits.
I was quite African for a long time. I used to design and have my own stuff made. Yeah.
Yeah. When you reflect on that, are you thinking sometimes, boy, Alan, you know, you were pretty bold back then?
Well, it's a curious combination between not caring what people think and caring what people think at the same time.
And I know that. Look at this. When you look at
we did that right here in this studio.
Look, my girl Tamara in the background. When you look back at videos like this, and it's so wonderful that a lot of your work is documented. When you look back at stuff like that, you know, how does it make you feel to see where you've come from, how you've been able to continue and grow?
I just look at it with thankfulness, really. I thank God that He gave me this beautiful life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, so one more is energy, is excitement for not only maybe crop over, but a little bit of cricket as well. Mm-hmm. And are we going to get to see you performing this at the newly renovated Oval? Have you seen it in person, by the way? No,
I haven't been yet.
But it looks good on TV, right?
I can't say anything more right now, honestly.
Oh.
There are things in
I'm
going
to find out for you guys and let you know. I'm going to find out for you and let you know as soon as I get a little insider scoop.
One more is going to go all over the world.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's good stuff. It's always great to connect with you, Alan.
I'm so thankful that we had this morning together. It's great.
Yeah, good stuff. So make sure you check it out. We're going to try to get Alan to come back and perform the song for us, but it's going to go all over the world.
Can I bring some friends?
Of course. Alan Shepard and friends, but I say no. No.
Mash up the CBC. Let's do it.
I can think of a song that you tell people to mash up things, you know, and since then, you know, look at what has happened. Yeah, but all in good fun. I mean, you raised a generation on your music, and the fact that it continues to kind of ride that amazing wave somewhere between classic songs and just songs that kind of live on, you know, forever fresh. Working on 94.7 FM really was the highlight of my everyday, to be able to play Barbadian music. Feels like it just happened.
I was in the other morning with Kevin Hines.
Yeah.
We spent an hour together, and it's just such a wonderful thing that Barbados has a 100% Barbados music channel.
Yeah.
That is full of great music, you know. You just have to make it happen, and it happens.
Yeah, sometimes I miss a petty version of that song that has a few choice words.
Mine? No.
I'm kidding.
Can't.
I'm kidding. I'm
Can't
kidding.
find it. You can't find it.
It's a nice, I think that's a live version.
Oh.
It's a live version. But I mean, the environment here has changed so drastically. I remember when we could not play songs that said the word stinking on air.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
Or we would have to make a special edit. I remember going in and put a 1 kilohertz tone boop, over, I think it was a very simple word.
We won't say it this morning.
No, we won't.
No, we
but
won't.
it was in that same song, Mashing Up the Party.
Listen,
I mean, no, that would just fly.
If I can't get the soca, I'm mashing up the part. Listen, don't let me start. All right? I can see that I'm going to be playing some music.
But the world
all
is a
day
whole
long.
different thing now, man. Big hits are full of explicit lyrics.
It's true.
And
you don't need it, because your music is feel-good
and
music.
you can't stop
feel
it.
Good.
You can't stop it.
Yeah, these days they're doing radio edits. So you still
clean,
know
clean
everything
edits for radio, yeah.
You know, all of a sudden somebody has a bag full of tricks, but when you listen to the other version, it's really not tricks. You're not tricking me with the change. But anyway, I'm not going to go there. I might miss to say something I shouldn't on morning TV.
And we can't do that.
So we look forward, Alan, to this one more, and you give us a little hint of some things that are to come. Outside of that,
there's more music to come as well.
Yeah. So maybe
along in this vein.
Maybe an album, something.
Yeah, there's some more recordings just like this in the works right now, and I will make a music video that's longer than 30 seconds. This just went live on TikTok. This little, and it's vertical, of course.
Okay.
So if you want TV, you gotta go wide.
What do you think the internet, as it is now with social media, would have done for Spice and Company back in the day?
Oh my goodness, it would have been, Dean and I discuss this quite often, it would have been a completely different trajectory. There was nothing. We didn't have cell phones. But it would have made a complete change to the way things evolved.
Yeah, it was live or bust. Yeah, you know, you played it or you saw you playing live.
Our social networking was the fans coming together at the live gigs. Yeah. That's where you got to find out who was doing what and who, you know, live. And so back in the day before digital social media, it was live social media. And a lot of the time the band was the catalyst for bringing the different aspects of society together.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world now.
Absolutely. Can you walk around without people trying to stop you having conversations? Because I wouldn't see you somewhere and be like, okay, I'm just going to let Alan be. I'd have to come up to you and talk about the songs I like or your new songs or where you're playing or something. So, you know, are you...
But you know, it's like you're on TV. You can't walk in peace neither.
Yeah, but I'm no Alan Shepard.
It's nice. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah? What do people say? What's the funniest thing somebody's ever said to you walking by? You look like Alan Shepard. People tell me that all the time. You look like that girl off the TV.
Yeah. I said, oh, that's my brother. I know a lot of people tell me that.
You look like him.
Yeah.
You look, and you know they double down. You look everything. Nobody don't tell you so.
Man, sometimes they start singing my songs in the gas station. Shit. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know.
Can't ask for anything more.
No.
Yeah, good stuff. You know, living legends sitting in the studio. We absolutely.
Still living.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. And with one more for us to enjoy going into crop over and cricket. And we look forward to all that will come after this. So we salute you this morning. And we look forward to that tune. I want to hear a little piece of the tune, people, coming in the background. This one from Alan Shepard as we celebrate crop over and cricket. All right, so have a good one. I look forward to seeing you on the stage.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff, Alan. All right, time for a break here. When we come back, we're telling you all about what's happening on this Q Thursday. Remember, we're heading down to the Wildy Gymnasium for the biggest Q for the year. We're teaming up with Banks Bear as they launch their Here for the Party campaign. And is Banks Bear 6 for 20, $1,000 for the best karaoke performance, line dancing competition wins, you name it, it's going to be big. Q at the Wildy Gymnasium today, plus loads of performances. You know, all the artists are going to be there for crop over. So we're going to take a break here and come back and wrap up today's presentation. Stay with us.
Give me more, one more. Give me more, one more. Just give me more, one more. Give me more, one more. Take the back, boy, hit the ball, and give me more, one more.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From 98.1 to CBC TV8 comes the Soca Avenue, the sweetest soca hour in radio. It's artists with new tunes and some old sweet ones too, jamming on the Soca Avenue. Saturdays, join AON Skills and the crew down on Soca Avenue. All new on CBC TV8. Feeling the festival.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so listen. When I leave here, I am heading to Q because from 11 o'clock, it is Q Day officially today. And we expect to see you at the gymnasium as a part of the Q family, teaming up with our partner Banks and the entire Banks crew. They wanted to come back and share more, but they are so busy getting things together, they've not been able to come back. So good morning to all of you at Banks. I know you are very excited about it today. We most certainly will be there in our numbers talking about the CBC crew. And we expect to see you out at Q today. It's going to be live on 100.7 QFM. From 2 o'clock this afternoon, Jaquila is going to be in the house. You can look up for Kimberly. The entire CBC family will be there as we stay for the party. because we're here for the party. All the campaign for banks, for crop over and cricket. So come down to the gym. Even if you come after work, we go through to midnight. There will be performances, food, drinks, dancing, karaoke, you name it. There's something for everyone. Whatever you do, make sure it's Q today. Well, that's it for today's presentation. I certainly hope you had a great time with us. Make sure you check out some of the initiatives we shared with you and have a great day. Do something nice to somebody too, all right? But make sure you come back tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.